Okay, so I've decided to go back and look at some classic, and by classic I mean only a few years old, New 52 stories. And I really wanted to talk about this one because this is a villain story done right. This is my review of, finally, Forever Evil. Now, if you don't know what Forever Evil is, Forever Evil was the storyline set after the god-awful Trinity War. I read that story and I was like, man, this is just all set up for Forever Evil. That is all it is. That's the story in a nutshell. It just sets up for Forever Evil. And yeah, for those who don't know what Forever Evil is fully about, Forever Evil is the story where the Justice League have disappeared, presumably dead, with the exception of Batman and Catwoman, who was on the Justice League of America, and Cyborg, who was clinging on to life. That's really all we have left. The rest of the Justice League have gone missing. They have disappeared, apparently, and they're presumed dead and killed by Earth 3's Crime Syndicate of America. Now, the Crime Syndicate of America... The Crime Syndicate in this version are the exact reverse versions of their characters. There are some differences here and there with their characters here and there, but really it's a lot different from the Earth 2 version of them in the pre-52, where in that one it's a mirror universe that was created by Grant Morrison in that story. And they're a lot different. Like, we have there is the mention of Thomas Wayne, but the Ultraman in that version was an astronaut who gained superpowers and went nuts. Superwoman's a lot different. There's a lot to it. But anyway, I digress. But that's neither here nor there. In the new 52 version of the Crime Syndicate of America, they've pretty much said, hey, we've killed the Justice League. They're gone, they're dead, we rule now, and if you are and they basically gather all the villains at the Hall of Justice and are like, okay, here's what's gonna happen. We're in charge now, and you either do what we say, or we're gonna kill you. So those are your options. Now, a lot of the villains are like, wait, we can do what we want and not get busted by heroes? Fuck yeah, let's do that. However, there is one villain that says no, and that villain is Lex Luthor, who, yeah, this shows how badass Lex Luthor can be. This comic is a shining example of how well why Jeff Johns loves Lex Luthor. In here, because he knows that this is a job for Superman, Superman's not around, I guess it's up to me. He's literally like, oh, crap, he's gone, I gotta do this now. So here's what he does. He basically sets out, initially, to stop the Crime Syndicate by himself, but he teams up with his new 52 version of Bizarro. Bizarro in here is, they go with the classic origin of, he's an imperfect clone of Superman, and... yeah, there's kind of a nice little... I like the underlying story with Luthor and Bizarro, where it's almost like a boy and his dog kind of moment. There's some boy and his dog kind of moments, especially at the end, which I'll get into. But yeah, Bizarro just wants to prove himself to... he just wants to prove himself to Luthor, and Luthor's just like, I just needed the backup. Why are you hugging me? Don't do that. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of the villains do go off and do their own things, such as in the Rogues, Gorilla Grodd takes over, West City, takes over Central City. Why did I say West City? Takes over Central City now that he's connected to the Speed Force, and the Rogues are at war with him, and also Johnny Quick. And in Arkham War, that's basically Gotham has gone to hell, and there's a war going on that Bane is coming to Gotham to rule it, and it boils down to a war between Scarecrow and Bane. I haven't read either of those stories. I heard Rogue War is really good. I heard Rogue War is really good because it really solidifies the Rogues as like why they're so awesome. And Arkham War is just okay. Like, I've just heard, it's okay. Arkham War is just, it's Dark Knight Rises, but without Batman. That's what I've kind of heard. I don't know if that's true or not. If anyone's read Arkham War, just let me know in the comments below. But anyway, so Lex basically gathers together a small group of villains alongside Batman and Catwoman to form an underground resistance. And I love the lineup because it's all characters Johns really knows how to write. It's Yeah, when you really think about it, excluding Batman and Catwoman, all the villains are just characters Jeff Johns really loves. It's literally his fanboy team. It's Luthor, Manta, Black Adam, Sinestro, and Captain Cold. And, well, Deathstroke shows up, but really, like, initially, that is the team, and when you really look at it, it's like, hey, that's all the characters Johns likes to write. Well, and I know, obviously, it's a Jeff Johns event, so obviously he's gonna pick the team, but it's all the villains he loves. That's what I really love about it, is that he basically made a fanboy team for this whole fucking event, and I love it. Because these are all villains I really love, and again, in Jeff Johns' hands, they're all pretty frickin' epic. Now, yes, obviously, there are some great moments in here. Bizarro gets a badass moment. Every villain in here gets a really badass moment. And I love how a lot of the villains are like, we're doing this? Seriously? We're the good guy? Fuck. Like, I love how some of the villains who are on Luthor's team are literally like, damn it, we're doing this? I hate myself. But this is a great story for Luthor, because here's the thing about Lex Luthor. When you write him right, that's almost sounded redundant, and when you write him correctly, he is really the hero. He believes himself to be the greatest hero of them all. And this was the big story that obviously got Luthor into the Justice League and made him a anti-hero in a way, or straight-up hero, depending on your view, for Lex Luthor. Because really, he understood, look, we're on our own, the Justice League's gone, they're possibly dead, so we have to do things this way. And I'm not happy about it, but I gotta do it because, you know, the Earth needs me. It needs us. It needs a Justice League. So, do it my way, or I'm gonna kill you. It's kind of what it boils down to, really. And I love how he has that moment where he just psychs out Deathstroke, where he's just like, you do realize, when he has that, because Deathstroke wasn't initially on the team, but he has this moment with Deathstroke where he's just like, dude, you realize if these guys take over, we're both out of business, right? And Slade's like, oh, shit, he's right. Yep, I'm switching sides. He literally has this moment of, oh, crap, he's right. But I do like this story to the big degree, and obviously Batman in here, he's kind of outgunned. He is very much like, oh, crap, I have Catwoman, but even then, she's still a villain, technically, so I have to follow these guys' rules, because I'm literally outgunned. I have nobody on my side, and I have to play by their rules. And he really does hate that. He really does have to be like, I have nobody, this is their world now, for the time being, and until I can save the rest of my team, I got nothing. So I have to, trust in Luthor to do the right thing, especially when he goes out to save Dick Grayson, which I know a lot of people didn't like the stuff with Dick Grayson. I'm not a big fan of it, but I feel like the stuff with Tom King and Tim Seeley, at least some of it. I heard not a lot of people dug Grayson at the beginning, but when Tom King and Tim Seeley began to collab even further, it got better. But yeah, people didn't like the idea of him ripping off the mask or revealing his identity to the world and all that. Like, the fallout, everything for Nightwing was just not good. I don't know, like, Nightwing just got his ass kicked, and his identity was revealed to the world. It just felt like, man, you just really wanted to hammer in of how screwed Grayson is, huh? Johns? That's what it almost felt. It felt almost borderline that. Yeah, but the action in here is really great. It's really cool to see Johns writing a Green Lantern writing Sinestro again, excuse me, because I know, yeah, there's Green Lantern characters on the team, but still, it is really cool to see, him write Sinestro again, because he really made a really cool, he really did a definitive take on Sinestro. So to see him write Sinestro again, and fueled with the power, because at this point in the Sinestro comics, he had basically taken the power of he had merged with Parallax, so he had Parallax's power at his disposal, and what he does to Power Ring is awesome. Like, it is straight up cold-blooded. Also, Captain Cold gets a badass moment where he fights Johnny Quick. Yeah, like I said, the main villain resistance team all get their really moments, big moments to shine, really, and they all have moments where they are like, look, we're the last hope for Earth, and we're not happy about it. We also get some cool badass moments with Batman here and there, but really this doesn't feel like the Batman and Company. That's what I like about it, because I was afraid with Batman still being around, I was really afraid that they were just going to be like, oh, it's Batman and the villains. No, it's the villains and Batman. There's a difference. There is a big difference here where the villains are like, no, we're not teaming up with you. You're teaming up with us. There is a difference here. So I like that, Batman feels like almost like a supporting character in this comic where, Luthor is the main star. And I like his dynamic, all of his dynamics with, Cold and Manta, even at Black Adam, and especially Bizarro, especially how it ends for Bizarro, where Bizarro is killed, and he just loses his shit because he was, Ultraman was like, oh, it's just a monster. And Luthor's like, yeah, but it was my monster. You're dead now. So, I really like this. I liked I really enjoyed this story. It's a great villain story. I know a lot of the one-shots that came out for Forever Evil varied of how good they were, and a lot of them either tied into Rogue War or Arkham War or just weird-ass origins. It was just all over the place. I guess it's all a point of taste for those comics, but Forever Evil itself, I think, is a solid DC event. DC New 52 event. Or Old 52, whatever the fuck we're calling it now that it's no longer new or around anymore. Anyway, I know it's technically still around, but now it's Rebirth. I don't know. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. Maybe because I'm a villain guy. I'm really just a big villain guy. That's probably one of the big enjoyments, is I really love villains. And DC obviously has some of the best villains in comics, so yeah. Anyway, but you guys tell me, what did you guys think of Forever Evil? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.